Ready?
Nope. Yep.
I got Fakwa in my teeth.
Yeah, the worst part about this movie is me constantly having to lick my teeth, making sure all the yellow's off.
Yeah.
I was like this.
Don't worry, you don't do meth or crack or whatever that lady did.
Sure.
Yet.
Classified.
Hello, everybody, and welcome again to Keystone Film Review. We just saw Love Lies Bleeding, a.k.a. A24 presents She-Hulk, a.k.a. Muscle Mommy. Directed by Rose Glass, written by Rose Glass and Veronica Tofilska, starring Kristen Stewart, Katie O'Brien, Dave Franco, Jenna Malone, Ed Harris, and others. This, of course, is an A24 movie, which we love. Because they're different.
We do.
Even if we don't necessarily like it, we like the experience because they're usually different. And this one is about a muscle mommy.
Oh, God.
No, a body...
a bionic
bodybuilding woman who gets... falls in love with Kristen Stewart's character, who is involved in some shady family secrets, and then she gets dragged into those family secrets. Directed by Rose Glass, of course, who did Saint Maud, one of my favorite movies of the last 5 years. And I was glad to see that she kind of kept it up.
She kept it up.
She's a real one. This was a really solid film. I quite enjoyed it. After, drowning out the sound of Glen climaxing every 5 minutes.
Every 4.7 seconds minimum.
No, in all seriousness, it is a really solid film. Great cinematography, great performances. The story is unique and fun, and knows when to not take itself seriously, and but also knows when to take itself seriously, and kind of pushes the envelope of what people would accept in a movie. I read one IMDb review, which I have since checked, and it has been removed either by IMDb or by the person who wrote it. It was a 1 out of 10 stars, and it said that this is proof that the devil has a stranglehold on Hollywood. So, just the sanest people going to see this. Nothing. I guarantee you that person probably didn't even see the movie. But Glenn, what did you think?
This is our second lesbian movie of the year, right?
More power to them.
They're doing great so far.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's not connected in any way just because they're lesbians to drive away dolls. But this one really had me. They told me, Glenn, sit down, and I said, I'm sat. Yes, please. This had me feeling many things. I was hoping, I was praying that it wasn't just a movie and that it was real for me. And actually, no, that's pretty bad because there's a lot of crime and shit and roid rage going on that I didn't want to be a part of.
There's a lot of bad things in this that you don't want to be a part of.
This is one of the movies I was looking forward to this year, alongside very few other ones. But this one, it was on my radar, and I was looking forward to it a lot. But as far as like the whole plot went, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I just saw some muscle mommy getting really, really happy that she was really strong, and I was proud of her for it. And Kristen Stewart was in there too, and they just happened to be very happy together, or unhappy.
Yeah.
I thought everyone was great in this movie. Ed Harris, come on, Eddie, you're so good in everything you do. You gotta save a little bit of limelight for the rest of the world, because he was scary a little bit with his long-haired bald head.
Yeah.
And sometimes a cowboy hat on top. I thought Kristen Stewart was great. She was amazing. I kept laughing every time she did her little Twilight voice. She
did the Kristen Stewart face from time to time, which I'm starting to think might just be her face, and we've all been kind of assholes the past 20 years. But if you can get past her face, which I believe is just her face now, really solid performance from her.
It's just a lot. For a while there, a couple of her roles, she kind of stopped doing those mannerisms and everything. This one, she kind of brought it back. Probably because it's just natural for her, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. But like, there's a lot of moments where I got a good chuckle because like she'd just be like, huh? Just like multiple times, just full on, like what a normal person would be like a situation where they're just confused. She's like, huh?
Yeah.
Just full on breakout. She was great. Katie O'Brien, holy fuck. she was awesome. And this isn't me just being like pitching tents over her being a muscle mommy. It's no, she was great.
No,
full of
incredibly talented,
very, very talented, full of anger, full of love, full of multiple things in between. There's a lot of emotions she had to go through in this because she was very strong, yet very wild because of all the dosage she might have been doing or not. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really genuinely like this movie. I thought, like, I didn't think exactly, like I said before, Drive Away Dolls and this have nothing in common besides them really kind of being just lesbians. For some reason, after watching Drive Away Dolls, I was a little scared that this would be underwhelming, kind of like that one sort of was, in a way. And I'm glad it wasn't, because it kept you mostly on your toes the whole fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you didn't kind of know where things were really going to go. Especially that ending. That ending went, and it kept going.
Yeah. It's a extremely wild movie. Starts off slow, but then builds and builds, which is kind of how Saint Maud was.
Yeah.
Rose Glass just has this way of like having a slow burn that then just escalates to this insanity that is just phenomenal in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I agree with everything you said. Ed Harris really needs to be in more because he is every movie he's in such a presence. Even like Snowpiercer, where he's only in it for 5 minutes, he's just a presence. He makes his self known, or
he is getting pretty old, so I don't blame him for.
Yeah, not at all. But I do love anytime I see him in a film.
I was trying to remember during the whole movie what the last movie I saw him in, which I'm pretty sure I think I asked you was Mother. I don't even remember the last Kristen Stewart movie I saw.
I saw Spencer, and I'm sure others in between. But it's the thing that surprised me. I don't want to say it surprised me.
Top Gun.
Oh yeah, he is in Top Gun. I forgot about that. Maverick, of course. Yeah. But the special effects in this were actually pretty solid. There's some makeup that was a bit iffy, but like as far as like we joke how this is A24% She-Hulk. It's because Katie O'Brien's character, when she rages, kind of expands like the Hulk does.
She kind of hulks out.
She kind of hulks out. And the CGI or however they did that was very well done and never really took me out of the story, which it easily could have if it was bad. But it's I just really thought that this was a fun movie. What is it?
Would you believe the last movie, at least in like not watching at home, the last movie I saw with Kristen Stewart was American Ultra?
I believe it.
That's nuts to me.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just I can't say it anymore. It's just a really solid movie. I don't really have too much to say about it. I love the soundtrack. Of course, it takes place in the 80s and kind of leans into that with the soundtrack.
I really like the soundtrack. You're not a big synth guy, but
I like it when it's used correctly, but synth is often used incorrectly in films and used because people are being cheap.
This took place in the 80s, so it fit that whole feel because everybody was using... Looking at you, John Carpenter. Everybody was using the synthes.
Yeah. But it's just a solid film. I said it again. I'm just repeating myself, so I'm thinking we should probably just stop and get into ratings.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do I want to rate this? Glenn, do you know what you want to rate this? Because I'm grasping now.
I'm kind of feeling a 4.
Okay.
I'm feeling a 4, and I think I'm going to stick with that 4.
Yeah.
I like it maybe a 4.2, but we're going by halves here. So I'm thinking 4 for sure.
I am also thinking 4. There's the parts of me that want to go down a little, 3.5, but I feel like my nitpicks with this are really just that. They're nitpicks that don't really have any say in how much I enjoyed the film. It's just a fun, lesbian murder mystery ride kind of thing.
Yeah.
Not so much a mystery. You see every murder that happens. But a thriller. That's the word I'm looking for. So it's a nice little lesbian thriller.
For sure.
Can't speak to the fact on how realistic these lesbian relationships are, but I'm assuming they did their homework.
They're all just a bunch of Donnie mommies. Anyway.
Yes, if you saw Love Lies Bleeding, let us know down in the comments what you thought of it. If you were to rename this, what would you rename it? You know, not Muscle Mommy or A24% She-Hulk, because we, at least as far as we know, we came
already
up with
TM'd.
those.
Good luck.
Yes. Yeah, so let us know down in the comments, and we will see you in the next video.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bodybuilding women call Glenn.
Bleeding.